The catastrophe everyone feared was over 260 years ago. The real threat was 3 people on a council, and a seal that would lock 40,000 people underground forever. Tonight. The Wrong Catastrophe. Part 3 of 4. The gray-coated man was sitting at Senna's table when I came through the door. He was not threatening. He was not armed, at least not visibly. He looked at me the way a craftsman looks at a piece of work that has finally arrived at the last stage. Senna was standing at the far wall, arms crossed, and she did not apologize. She did not look away. What I read in her face was not guilt, it was relief. The gray-coated man said, "Sit down, Calder. I promise this will take less time than you expect." His voice was calm, not kind. The difference matters. He said his name was Vale. And then everything Orin had warned me about snapped into place. "You sent us into that tunnel," I said. He nodded. "I sent everyone into that tunnel. Both sides. Those soldiers were volunteers, taken from the files of men already dead on paper." "Then why am I alive?" I asked. He looked at me for a long moment. "Because you are a Vale," he said. He reached into his coat and set a piece of dark flat metal on the table, identical to his ring, but the size of a palm. "Your mother was my sister," he said. "She left the Undercity before the doors were sealed the last time. She married a surface man and had a son." I looked at Senna. She said, "I recruited from the surface. I needed someone with founding family blood but a surface soldier's clearance. You were the only person who was both." "You could have told me," I said. "You would have run," she said. She was probably right. And that made me angrier. The founding family seals, the locks on the exits, required founding family blood to operate, not to unlock, to lock again. Someone had been using the tunnels to move the seals into a new configuration, not to open the doors, to make them permanent, to make it so that nothing short of destroying the entire mechanism could ever open them again. "Who?" I asked. Vale looked at Senna. She looked at the floor. "The Undercity Council," Vale said. "Not all of them, 3 of them. The ones who believe that the collapse is not over. They have been feeding false data to the population for decades. Adjusting the air records, the surface probe readings, every signal from outside." I thought about 40,000 people who had never seen the sky, who had been told for centuries that the catastrophe their ancestors fled was still happening above them. "What is actually happening on the surface?" I asked. Neither of them answered immediately, and in that pause I understood. "The collapse ended," I said, "didn't it?" "It ended long ago," Vale nodded. "Roughly 260 years ago. The surface recovered, civilization rebuilt. The world above is not dying. The catastrophe that everyone in this city has been preparing for, fearing, waiting out. It is over. The threat was never outside. It was 3 people on the council and the lie they kept feeding the population to hold on to power." I sat down then. Not because he asked me to, because my legs stopped holding me. Vale slid the flat dark disc across the table. "The final seal mechanism is inside the Hall of Locks. It requires founding family blood to reset, to make it so the doors can be opened from either side. But the council's people are already there. They began the permanent lock sequence 2 hours ago. If we stop them, the doors open." 40,000 people learn the truth, that everything they were told was a lie, and the world they were afraid of has been waiting for them for 2.5 centuries. And if we don't stop them, the doors seal permanently tonight. And those 3 people on the council spend the rest of their lives being the only ones who know the outside world is alive. "We need your blood, Calder, and we need it in the next 2 hours." 2 choices, both of them permanent. In the corner of the room behind Vale's chair, I saw the young man with the burn scar on his neck. And for the first time, I noticed his hands. Founding family mark, burned over, deliberately. Someone had already tried this before. It had not gone well. The Hall of Locks was already guarded. 3 council members with the power to seal every door forever, and a burn-scarred man in the corner who told me, quietly, that the last person who tried to stop them never came out. That's it for part 3. Follow Untold Lores for part 4. Like and subscribe for daily stories.